Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. Today I'm with Colton. Hi Colton, how are you?
I'm doing well, Boris. I hope the same for you. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone.
All right, today we're going to talk about real estate versus cryptocurrencies. Which one is the best, or how do they compare, and what can you expect at the end to make? How much money can you expect? And we're going to give a concrete example and make those calculations so you have a better idea and hopefully, make a decision that is going to make you more money.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
look at it.
Can you see my screen, Boris?
Yes.
Okay, so like Boris said, we're going to talk real estate versus cryptocurrency. Here is the first slide for you.
First of all, the pros of real estate. Well, it's a physical asset and it has laws protecting you, etc., etc. It's a passive income.
Yeah.
Great, making money on its own. Long term, it is fairly stable. I mean, there are bubbles and we see sometimes the housing market going down, but over long periods of time, let's say 10 years or 20 years, you're pretty much always winning. So that's another great thing. And it has a few other benefits over time. It appreciates in value. There are some tax deductions in some countries. So These are the pros.
Real quick though, Boris, let's take a step back. I guess the people are going to want to know how you know so much about real estate. Can you kind of dive into that a little bit?
Sure. So I've invested for about 20 years in real estate, and I've sold like over 25 properties total.
Okay.
Some commercial and some residential. So I've seen the different markets, and I've sold and bought and sold in Europe and in the US. So, I'm used to closing and all the things associated with purchasing a property and then selling that property, years later.
Yep.
And sometimes you make good money. Sometimes you kind of break even, or you make a little money. It depends. You have to be very careful on the properties that you pick. That's what I would say in real estate. Just don't buy blindly. The crypto pros, obviously, it's open 24/7. So, and when we say crypto, investment, we're talking about doing some trading here. And I've shown some examples. We have some videos, which probably, Colton, you can put in the description.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Where we talked about BitsGap is one of them, but there are other tools out there that you can use. But I use that one. I think it's a great tool where it auto trades for you. Basically, you set a few parameters and it does trading for you. It's based on a grid system, and it's going to actually return some nice amounts. And at the end of the video, I'll also share my screen and show you the one that we set up on that day, because it was almost a month ago, and show you how well it's doing right now. So we'll see a real example. So it's open 24/7. It is an individual asset. It has some strong security as long as you set up your things properly, and it's globally traded. So almost anybody in the world can do this. Now, the cons of real estate, you have to manage the property, meaning you got to find renters, people that are going to be renting. You're going to have some maintenance costs. It's very illiquid of an investment, because if you want to sell it, best case scenario, if you find a seller almost right away, a buyer almost right away the day you want to sell, it's going to take you at least 60 days. And that's usually best case scenario. In some countries, it's as much as 90 days. So 90 days just to actually sell the property. But it may take you 3 to 6 months to actually find a buyer. So you might be looking at 6 to 9 months on average to sell a property, and especially when times are tough. It's also an expensive investment, because most banks will require you to do at least 20% down. Some banks may be even more demanding than this. And of course, they're going to look very, very closely at your income and can you afford the loan, etc. And also it takes time. You have to research property whenever you want to buy one. Then you have to make an offer, negotiate. You have to do all the paperwork with the bank, and that is extremely time consuming to apply for the loan. So it's overall, it's something that will take quite a bit of time from you. Now, the crypto cons, of course, as we all know, it's very volatile. So it will kind of change from one day to the next. It can be complicated for some people if you're not used to it. Obviously, it's even with a tool like BitsGap or any other trading tool, it still takes a little bit of education and time to understand. If you lose your wallet, or if you get onto, unfortunately, an exchange that goes out of business, there's no or very low way for you to recover your money, and of course there are no refund policies. The cost that will reduce your return on investment in real estate, of course, you have capital gains in most countries. Some countries don't, but most countries do. So second, you have real estate investment trust. Those are basically a vehicle for you to invest through, and you can invest through an LLC as well, or you can invest directly as a person, but there are different tax implications. But they also, have costs associated with doing a REITs or an LLC. So then you have, of course, some taxes on the rental income, and then you can have a housing market crash, which could reduce the value of your property. So here's what we have as far as real estate. We're going to take a concrete example, and we're going to say that we have a $400,000 house. So we're going to do an $80,000 payment. Now, we can expect in today's market, now, of course, it depends a little bit on every market, but on an average price, all those things we've done are really calculated on average, nationwide, etc. You could expect to rent it for about $2.1, $2,100, $2,100 per month. Now, your expenses are going to be slightly above that. They're going to be 2,200. Why? Because you have a mortgage, because you have taxes, because you have multiple things coming into play. We can say it's a wash. Maybe you can find, somebody renting it for 2,200, and really at the end, it's a wash. Now, over time, over a certain period, we're going to take 10 years as an example. Maybe the rent will increase a little bit, and at some point it'll be slightly bigger than your expenses, but probably not by much. So real estate after 10 years, the value of your property is going up. And once again, we've calculated, and basically $400,000 house becomes 537 after 10 years. Now, of course, there are some people are going to say like, well, in California, it goes much higher than this, or, in the middle of New York, it's going to go higher than this. It's an average. I mean, obviously, we can't just study every single market, but average nationwide, it's going up by 3%, 3-4% a year. That encompasses the fact that there are also corrections from time to time. So on average, it's going up by about 3% a year. That makes it 537. So the day you say, okay, now I'm getting out, I'm getting my profit. So you selling this house for 6% commission, and that's the seller who pays that. That comes out to 32K. We have a few other fees. You have your lawyers, your title company, and a few other things that you had to pay along the way. So that comes out to about $25,000.
Yep.
You have the mortgage. I mean, obviously, with the rate, that was about 5% loan and over 30 years. So basically, you selling after 10 years, you have a mortgage still left over to reimburse to the bank. So that's $265,000 out of the 537 that's going to go back to the bank. And then you have the original investment. That was the money you put in. That was $80,000. That was already your money. At the end, you made a profit of $135K, or $1,100 per month if you redivide that up over 120 months. $135,000 is your profit. That's how much profit you made on that piece of real estate. Now let's look at crypto and let's see the difference. In crypto, we're going to invest $20,000. So very important, I'm investing 4 times less than I'm investing with real estate.
Yeah.
First of all, it shows you that with a smaller investment, the return can be much better. We calculated a monthly ROI of about 8% per month because most of my engines actually, on average, they do 10, 12% a month. But I'm trying to be as conservative as possible. And you can recalculate those numbers if you think like, hey, maybe I'm only going to expect even like 5%. I have a few that only do 5%, but my average is more like 10, 12% a month on BitsGap, on the return with the trading bots. So we're looking at an income of about $1,600, and we have about $200 expenses a month. Most of it is for BitsGap. It costs about $130 a month, and then I'm calculating $30 because you have a few transfer fees, a few little things here and there, and maybe you're not trading on Binance and you're trading on another platform like KuCoin or whatever, and they're going to take a few fees as well. So we're counting $200 expenses. So what does that mean after 10 years? So after 10 years, your total income is $168,000. However, one of the strategies that I'm using is that $1,400 a month that I'm making, I am taking that $1,400 and every month I'm DCAing that money. So not only am I making money on the original $20,000, but now I'm taking also the money, the $1,400 I'm making every month, and I'm DCAing. And let's imagine that I am DCAing that money, and we do it across multiple projects. The portfolio that we built not too long ago. You can watch that video on our channel, seven coins to invest. And over time, we're considering the fact that it will make about 8 times return, 8x. Over 10 years, that's pretty conservative. When you think that last year, you could have bought Bitcoin at the beginning of the year and reselling it for about 4x in one single year, 8x over the next 10 years is very, very conservative. So basically what it comes down to is my original investment was $20,000. That's what I put in at first. So my reinvesting income is 1.08 million, or let's say 1 million roughly. And my original investment was $20,000. So my total profit here would be almost $1 million in 10 years, 988,000. Or if I redivide that up by basically 10 years or 120 months, that's $8,200 per month. So the delta here is basically $853,000. So that's the difference between the two. And so you can see here that it's pretty big. Now, it's not for everybody because first of all, not everybody likes crypto.
Yeah.
And real estate is definitely a safer bet. But obviously you can see that it's about 8 times more. You can make about 8 times more money, and you're very liquid. That's the other great thing, is a piece of real estate is not very liquid. Here it's very liquid because at any time you can stop the bot, sell all the positions, go back to stablecoin, get all your money in stablecoin, and then eventually get it back into fiat money if it is what you want. So just wanted to show you the difference between, all those things, because real estate is good, but really over a 10-year period, it doesn't make you super rich.
Yeah.
It's not life-changing money. 135K in 10 years isn't going to change your life. With a small investment of $20,000, and maybe you can do 30 or 40, whatever, don't bet the farm on it, but with a very reasonable investment, you can make life-changing money. And this opportunity is shrinking and it's closing because the return in crypto will eventually start becoming less and less, especially when it goes, completely out there and everybody's starting to buy it and every institution is trying to get in. The prices won't have the swings that we have today and that we'll probably have for a few more years. So this whole opportunity, it's going to be closing in time, and probably Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the other big projects 10 years from now, if they're still around, because we never know, but if most of them probably be around, at least the top projects, the swings won't be there. Will be exactly like the stock market. We'll have, 1 or 2% variation, over like a 2 weeks period, not the swings. That's the other reason why you can make so much money right now in trading. Remember, no leverage trading, but no with leverage. So at least you don't get liquidated. So no leverage ever, and no borrowed money. Don't go borrow money to say like, oh, well, if I, borrow against some of my coins, or I have, a bunch of coins and I'm going to borrow against them, do the lending thing. And no, because what if something bad happens? You don't want to get liquidated either, with a margin call on the loan. So no leverage and no borrowing. Now let's look at real quick. I'm going to show you that the last thing we'll show you is the thing that I put on the other day, which was basically a month ago when we did that Bits Gap video. I had put a bot that I built live. Now that bot is just a demo bot, but there's no real money behind it, but it's been trading virtually like it would have with a real bot. So it's giving us the results exactly the same. This is the bot, and you can go verify. We did it the other day. ETH versus USDT. We had put a small amount, and basically if I look at the numbers, here it is. Initial funds, I put 0.24 ETH and I put 397 USDT on it. The value then was $662. The current value is 0.21 ETH, 417 USDT. The total value is 768. So basically the bot has been able to make $119 of profit, 18% on this, and it's been exactly trading time 30 days, 0 hours. So it was exactly 30 days ago that we built this bot, and in 1 month time it's made 18%. I mean, from the initial fund it's up 20%. With the current funds it's up 16%, and the bot has made 18%. So as you can tell, the bot is made $119, and the total value has gone way up. I'm up 16%. And you see all those dots right here. Boom, 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 boom. It's, whenever it's green, it's selling. Whenever it's red, it's buying, it's the reverse. I'm sorry. Whenever it's red, it's selling. Whenever it's green, it's buying. And it's been doing it on automatic. I don't have to do anything. And it's been working pretty nicely.
There's not many things you'll find an 18% returned in a month. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no, and that's why in our calculation we did only 8%, because I'm trying to be conservative. I don't want to tell you like all your bots are going to make 18%. This one is doing very well. I have some other bots that on average they do 12% a month. I have some other bots they make 8-9% a month. So, and the other thing I would suggest, last thing I would suggest is if you decide to do this, the $20,000, of course, you don't put it in one single bot. You put it over, let's say, six, 7 bots. Mm-hmm. And so you build all your bots. Let's say if you do 7 bots, around, $3,000 a bot. And each bot will make you money. And that money is set aside on your account. It doesn't reuse. So the $119 is available on my account, or would be available on my account. And so I can take that 119 in USDT, it's cash, and I can buy some more ETH, or I can buy something else. I can buy maybe some Cosmos or some Matic with it, because that money, the profit, is set aside. And this is all using your exchange, whether it's Binance or KuCoin or whatever, it's trading on your account. So you have total control, no rug pull possible here. It's impossible to do a rug pull on this system because it's trading on your account and it's using the API of your account, and it can only do trades. It can never withdraw from your account. So that's the beauty of this thing. Any questions, Colton?
No, I mean, I really just want to reiterate here, again, with this bot, Boris is a very busy person. Boris, has multiple companies that he oversees. This is fully automated. Everyone doesn't have time to trade. I don't have time to day trade. This is something that you can easily use if you do not want to constantly be looking at your phone or your computer, or, having that daily stress of being a day trader, at the end of the day. Also, in terms of, the crypto versus real estate, you guys, I mean, if you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, you see these videos of people, talking about real estate. Boris, me and him had a conversation. You really don't think about the other fees that those people don't talk about on those videos. So, you really are.
We can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now, Boris?
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, breaking even with the real estate is not the best option. It is the safest option. But, you can make a lot more money with crypto, and don't always believe those real estate people, on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. Boris has brought up some really good points. You really don't think about those extra fees that really, knock down your return on investment. So, take that with a grain of salt. But, that's it from my side, Boris. If you have anything else, please feel free to add.
Yeah, and you're totally right. It's pretty much automated. I usually watch this about once a week, just check it out, maybe sometime twice a week to see how things are going. Mm-hmm. It's done 757 transactions. Yeah. So, I mean, can you imagine the amount of time it would take you to do 750 sell, buy? I don't have time for this. And like you underline, it's the beauty of this. It's running pretty much on almost fully automatic. When I say semi-automatic, is once in a while you do have to keep an eye on it, and sometimes you have to readjust. Sometimes I close bots and I reopen a new one because I'm like, right now things are changing in the market. I want to change the range that I'm, doing right now. So you do have to adjust from time to time, but realistically, this is going to take 10 minutes, 30 minutes out of your month total.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, that's about 20, 25, 26 transactions per day on the 30 days that you've already been using it. So who really does have time for that? People have jobs, life. So this is awesome. Yeah. And I'll make sure for the people watching, I'll put it in the description, but also at the end screen will be the BitScat video. So you can simply just click that and watch what Boris is talking about. He goes through it all. So, you can fully understand it.
And as as a good investor, you should be diversified. So this is not us telling you like, don't ever do real estate. I think real estate is great. I still have real estate and I still do real estate also. But the cool thing with this is with a small amount of money, you could have much better return. So if, for instance, you are already in real estate, like let's say you already have a rental property or two rental properties, instead of buying a third rental property, maybe that could be your third investment.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, and for those that are starting out, they're like, well, the 80K to get started on that first rental property, it's so high. I don't have the 80K, but maybe you do have the 20.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can even start with a smaller amount. Even we gave an example of 20, but you could start with 10 or 5. I wouldn't go below. I would never recommend people investing too small of an amount. You see, this was for an example, but $700 for one bot, to me, it's too small.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want each bot to be about $3,000 at the minimum. If you want to see good returns and if you want to be able to do something wide enough, etc. So I would that would be kind of the what I do for myself. I would never open a bot below $3,000. All right, that's it. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for watching. We look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.